All right, guys, so now that we see that there's a connection between Exodus, Revelation, and Matthew, I really think it's important for us to focus on what mistakes did the Israelites make when they were taken out of Egypt and they were leaving Babylon and they were going to the promised land. Okay, but they were in the wilderness. Like, we're in the wilderness right now. He woke us up, told us don't take the abomination of desolation. And if you haven't taken the mark of the beast, awesome. But there's another part to this now. Because now that we've been taken out of Egypt, out of Babylon, and we're in the wilderness, waiting to be brought into the promised land, what are things that we need to keep in mind? We need to keep in mind that in Exodus, the Israelites didn't make it to the promised land because they sinned against Yahweh, okay? The law and the Torah and the commandments are still very much in effect. We need to be doing the commandments. We need to be fulfilling the law. And we need to be, because he gave us the complete law, right? He fulfilled it. So he gave it to us. So we need to be doing all of the law. And when we don't do it, and we make a mistake, repent. And that's why Yeshua died on the cross for you, so that you can repent. So that when you die, you get to go to heaven. You get to go to the promised land. He makes the promised land possible. We were all going and doomed for hell. But he died on the cross for us so that when we die, he says that he died so he could give us life and life more abundantly. He talks about giving us everlasting life. Meaning that when your flesh fails you, because your flesh is corrupt and sin brings death, so all of us are doomed for death. And he's saying that that won't be the end, that I've made it a way for you to live forever with me, okay? Nothing here has changed. But when you die, something has changed. You will no longer go to hell if you believe on Yeshua and what he did on the cross for you, that he paid your death penalty and paid you your way out of hell, basically. And I praise and glorify him every day for that, because I deserve to go to hell, and so do you. We all deserve to go to hell. But he made it possible for us to go be with him when we die here. Okay? But it's only if you're following the commandments, and it's only if you have faith. It's faith and obedience. Faith and obedience over and over again. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for someone who loves him and walks in spirit and in truth. Spirit and in truth. Faith and obedience. Truth is the Torah. Truth is the law. Truth is the commandments. So, I don't want anyone to get lost in the in-between. Okay, we did come out of Egypt, but we're in the wilderness right now. I want us all to make it to the promised land. Let's, look back in history. Why do we look back in history? Because we don't want to repeat it. Let's look back and see what the Israelites and what mistakes they made so that we don't repeat them. They sinned against Yahweh. Okay, I want everybody to make sure you're following the commandments, because we see right here in Revelation 12:17, the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commands and hold fast their testimony about Yeshua. So this is the whole, we're in the wilderness right now because he put us on the eagle's wings, take us out into the wilderness to keep us protected for the times and half a time, 3.5 years, the 42 months of tribulation. He's already done that. So what do we need to do on our part? We need to be following the commands and following the law and the Torah. And I would really highly recommend you read the first 5 books of the Bible, because then you'll see what kind of stuff he expects of us. It's not even just the 10 Commandments. I mean, it's even a broader thing. And I think we should all make an attempt of becoming as righteous as we can in these corrupt bodies, I think it's a really good idea for us to strive for the best, because that's what he deserves. He doesn't deserve someone who's just sitting around doing nothing. Like, remember the scholarship attitude? The guy who got the scholarship and he goes, oh, well, like Yeshua dying on the cross for you, that was enough. You don't actually need to go to the school. You don't actually need to get the degree. You got enough with the scholarship. Okay. When we take that certificate that you have, the scholarship, and you try to go get a job, okay? Now, would you want to hire the guy who says, well, I got the scholarship, I never completed the school, or would you want to go and hire the guy who got the scholarship and also did some schooling? You would prefer the guy who actually went to the school, right? He had the scholarship and then he actually did something with it. He wasn't like the guy who buried his talents. He actually did something with the scholarship. That's what we've been given a new opportunity. Yeshua is the bridge that brings us back in connection with the Father, okay? But we need to be doing something on our part, okay? We can't just be sitting around saying he paid it all. We don't need to do anything. I'm just going to sit here and wait. No,